everyone, it's Sarah here from Happy Hands UK, back for another. I know it's been ever such a long time since I've made a video. It's just been busy getting over Christmas, getting through Christmas. Everything was just very, very hectic. Life has just flown by, and as Karen pointed out just a few days ago, it's been 4 months. Wow. So I have to do something about this and have a catch up with you all. So yeah, hi Karen, thank you for your support, continued support. You're always messaging and leaving me lovely comments. She put, hope all is well with you, haven't heard from you in 4 months, hugs from the USA. Everything's fine, honestly, it's just mad busy, that's all. So I figured today I'm going to do a bit of a Q&A. We're just answering questions really that have been posted on some of my videos, particularly the resin. I've got 2 resin videos, and there was a question recently, and I just haven't been able to get around to doing a video to explain. So I'm not going to make anything as such, but I will do a little demonstration. So Kerry asks, what sort of tape do I use and the brand name. So you can literally use any kind of tape. I use double-sided tape sometimes. I attach it to a tile. Here's one I used earlier. Let me pull one off. Let's get it on. It's a bit mucky because it's been used. I've not pulled it off yet. It takes ages to get it off again. But this is the non-double-sided, and this is what it looks like. It's actually designed for using resin on, for sticking pieces onto. I use it back to front, so I use it sticky side up, and then I tape it down with some sellotape. It just makes it easier to remove. It's not overly sticky, but the resin adheres to it very nicely. Okay, already had a little bit of a mishap. I've run out of space on my phone. Okay, so what I will do, I will put a link to the Amazon where I purchased it. This lady who's asking, Kerry, is in Australia. She says hi from Australia, and I'm sure that there'll be something similar over there that you can use. But like I say, you can also use a double-sided tape and put it on the tile in the same way, and then stick your piece down to it. And like I say in the videos that I've done already, it just prevents it from buckling as the resin cures. It kind of shrinks and it pulls up the side and it makes it bend. So if it's held down, it holds it in place, and then you don't get that buckling. Melanie from Canada, she sent me a lovely message, so I just want to say thank you to that. It's very, very sweet, and I really do appreciate the support from everyone as well. Everyone is just so nice. Fatty Summer, she says, does coating polymer clay with resin is coating polymer clay with resin necessary for jewellery making, and can we skip this step? Yes, you can. It's a personal preference from me. I like to make a lot of my pieces thin like this, and this obviously makes it not very strong, and it has the risk, I can't think of the word, has the risk of breaking while it's being worn. The reason that I do it this thin is because it saves on clay, and I can get more out of the pattern I've got because I can spread it out obviously, and B, if it's a thick one like this and you put resin on the top, you will obviously have the sides not covered in resin. So it's not so bad if it's thinner. it's not as noticeable. You can, if what I do with the bigger, fatter pieces like this isn't resined. This is buffed, sand and buffed, and I go through the grits. And I think there will be a video, I've done a video showing the process sped up of how I do it. And then you can get the sides. But if you do want to do the sides, you can also sand and buff after you've resined, or before, doesn't matter which. You can shine up the sides by sanding and buffing, and then do your resin, and you get your strength as well then. So these are just old pieces that I've got. I've not really done anything with them. This was actually covered in polymer clay, liquid polymer clay, and then baked, and I buffed it with my Dremel to get that piece. So with the likes of this one, it's not very thin if you put it in comparison. This I would not resin. I would sand and buff it so that I can get the sides. So depending on what I want to do and the type of piece that I'm doing will depend on whether I resin or buff. I generally sand and buff the thicker pieces because they don't need the extra strength. They've got the strength with the thickness. The thinner pieces, where I've not really got much pattern and I want to spread it out so I make it thinner, I would resin that. Or if I want to save clay, I would resin that, and it just gives it that extra strength so it's not bendy. It also occurred to me that you might like to keep your piece matte. I don't personally. I like the shine. I'm a bit like a magpie when it comes to shiny things. Shinier the better. But if you want to keep your piece matte, that's also fine. What I would suggest is that once you've cut your piece out, get a piece of paper and buff gently down, and that'll just remove any imperfections in the clay and make it nice and smooth before you bake, and then you would have a nice finish where there'll be no lumps and bumps, no cracks or anything like that. That would make it not so pretty. I like, with mine, I tend to use a lot of shimmery type of clay, like golds and silvers and anything with mica in. Like I said, I'm a bit like a magpie. So the difference with leaving this matte and buffing it up is these light bits here, these light grey bits, they're actually silver. And they do have silver mica particles in them. This has not had anything done to it. This has been buffed. So you can see the difference with those mica particles if they are shined up. And that appeals to my eye. I realise that's not everyone's cup of tea, but that's why I go on a lot about sanding and buffing or resining my things. So I hope that helped, and again I apologise for my absence, and I'm hoping I'm going to set out at least one day a week where I am not doing other stuff. I can set aside some time, start making the videos again, and start helping you all and enjoying the clay again myself. I've been busy working, very busy working. The Happy Hands part of my business went very, very slow. I know that everyone's strapped for cash. I understand that. So I've had to diverse my skills into other things, and I've started actually selling my pieces. I do a market in my town and I sell jewellery, not only jewellery that I've made, but other jewellery I buy it in and sell it. So I have my own market stall, and it takes up a lot of time. It's early mornings and I'm literally in bed for 7 or 8 o'clock at night these days. So I am going to set aside some time, start marketing Happy Hands UK a bit more as well, and hopefully get things back on track and make myself a bit of a better living without missing out on stuff like this, because it has took a back burner. So anyway, thank you for watching. I hope those few little tips helped your questions from the videos, and fingers crossed I'll see you soon with another video. Take care everyone, bye.